Clothing is one of the basic necessities of human life. The history of clothing is very old. About 100,000 years ago, humans used animal skins as clothing to keep themselves warm and protected. Over time, there have been changes and variations in what materials were used for clothing. People have developed comfortable and durable fabrics from natural materials and later created synthetic fabrics, which have made clothing more versatile. Today, we have heat-resistant fabrics used by firefighters, as well as waterproof fabrics. Additionally, there are many different types of fabrics, each with its own unique properties. In the modern world, clothing plays a crucial role not only in fashion and social status, but also in the economy. For us, textiles hold even greater importance because the garment industry is a major contributor to Bangladesh's foreign currency earnings. In today's video, we will discuss various aspects of textiles and the quality standards that must be maintained when exporting garments. I'm Shifa'at, here with you, and you are watching Shifa'at Sci. The entire process of converting fiber into usable fabric is collectively known as textile. The first step in textiles is turning fiber into yarn, a process known academically as spinning. Fibers are mainly of two types: natural fibers and synthetic fibers. Types of fibers. Natural fibers include cotton, wool, animal hair, silk, linen, and jute. Synthetic fibers include polyester, nylon, rayon, and acrylic. Natural fibers are usually short in length, but long yarns are needed to make fabric. The process of spinning aligns fibers parallelly, twists them in a systematic manner, and strengthens them into yarn. There are two types of yarn. Yarn, used for weaving fabric. It is lightweight and less strong. Thread, used for stitching fabric together. It is stronger and heavier. If fiber is artificially created, it is called synthetic fiber. Synthetic fibers are relatively new in history. The first artificial silk was discovered by French engineer and industrialist Chardonnay and was known as rayon, though it was not very durable. Major synthetic fiber innovations. 1931. Nylon was commercially introduced, known for its strength and elasticity, and made from petrochemicals. 1949. Acrylic was invented. 1953. Polyester was introduced, known for being soft, durable, and wrinkle-resistant, made from a reaction between coal and petroleum-based substances. 1965. Kevlar, now used in bulletproof jackets. 1983. Spectra fiber, used in advanced textiles and military applications. Besides these, many other synthetic fibers exist. Blended fibers combine both natural and synthetic fibers to achieve specific properties. For example, polycotton fiber combines polyester's durability with cotton's comfort. A blend may contain two or more types of fibers. The final step of spinning is winding, where the yarn is wound onto bobbins. So far, we understand that fiber, either natural or synthetic, is the primary raw material for fabric production. A significant portion of Bangladesh's textile industry's raw materials is imported from other countries. In the 2021-22 fiscal year, Bangladesh imported $9 billion worth of cotton and yarn, while exporting $42 billion worth of ready-made garments, RMG. This resulted in a net income of $33 billion. However, capital machinery imports also factor into this calculation. In the same fiscal year, Bangladesh received $21 billion in remittances. These two sectors, textiles and remittances, contribute nearly 90% of the country's foreign currency earnings. Fabric production, weaving and knitting. After converting fiber into yarn, the next step is fabric production, which can be categorized into weaving and knitting. Weaving, woven fabric. Weaving is the oldest fabric-making technique, where yarns are interlaced at right angles. A simple example is the traditional gamcha, thin cotton towel, a basic woven fabric. There are three basic weave structures: plain weave, used in georgette, chiffon, shantung, seersucker, etc. Twill weave, used in denim, gabardine, etc. Satin weave, used in satin, some types of samite fabrics, etc. Other woven structures include basket weave, used in monk's cloth, Oxford fabric, etc. Jacquard weave, used in brocade, damask, etc. Herringbone weave, used in herringbone, twill cotton, etc. Pile weave, used in corduroy, velvet, velveteen, etc. There are many more types of woven fabrics beyond these categories. Knitting, knit fabric. Knitting is another method of fabric production where yarns are looped together to form fabric. Similar to weaving, knitting has different techniques, but 4 basic structures are widely used. Plain knit. The front, technical face, and back, technical back, have different patterns. Used in t-shirts, tops, knit, underwear, pajamas, the front and back have the same pattern, technical face. Variants include cable fabric, barza, cardigans, Milano ribs. Used in collars, cuffs, neckbands, socks, etc. Purl knit. The front and back have the same pattern, technical back. Commonly used in baby clothes. Interlock knit. Similar to rib knit, but with differences in elasticity. Rib knits stretch more widthwise, while interlock knits do not stretch much in either direction. Used in shirts, suits, sportswear, etc. Dyeing. Process. After fabric is created through weaving or knitting, it moves on to dyeing, which involves coloring the fabric. Dyeing can also occur at the yarn stage, especially in woven fabrics, to create patterns. For example, in lungi fabric, yarn is dyed before weaving to achieve specific patterns. In the case of lungi fabric, the yarn is often pre-dyed before weaving, allowing specific patterns to emerge naturally during the weaving process. However, for solid-colored or white fabrics, the fabric is dyed later as needed. Dyeing and printing. Dyeing involves not only coloring the fabric, but also using various chemicals to remove impurities, such as tiny fiber residues known as dona. Additionally, the process includes mercerizing, which enhances the fabric's strength and luster. Apart from dyeing, printing is another technique where designs are applied to fabric, using stencils or printing blocks. After these processes, the fabric is ready for garment production. Garment manufacturing process. Once the fabric is prepared, it goes through several steps. 1. Fabric cutting. The fabric is cut according to specific patterns. 2. Sewing, stitching. The cut pieces are stitched together, a process known as sewing, swinging, which is the final step in garment production. Each of these steps involves highly advanced automated machines, from fiber processing to fabric weaving, dyeing, and stitching. These machines are considered capital machinery, and Bangladesh imports them from abroad. Workforce and economic impact. Operating these machines requires skilled workers, along with support staff for various roles. As a result, the textile sector has created vast employment opportunities, making it a crucial pillar of Bangladesh's economy. Quality control in textile industry. Before purchasing fabric, foreign buyers conduct extensive quality checks. Some key parameters they evaluate include fabric quality standard and shade approval. Buyers provide a sample or lab dip specifying the desired color. The fabric must match this shade precisely. Lighting consideration. The color perception of fabric varies under different lighting conditions. To ensure consistency, the D65 daylight standard is used for shade evaluation. Color, uniformity, and consistency. The entire fabric batch must maintain consistent color throughout, even in folded sections. Color fastness tests. These tests check how the fabric color reacts to washing. Does the color fade after multiple washes? Light exposure. How does sunlight affect the color? Temperature changes? Does the color change in hot or cold conditions? Sweat contact. Does the fabric react to body sweat? Shrinkage testing. Buyers also check whether the fabric shrinks after washing, a common concern when purchasing clothes. These rigorous quality control measures ensure that garments meet international standards before being exported. After washing, fabric tends to shrink. The acceptable shrinkage rate is generally below 3%. Key fabric quality parameters. GSM, grams per square meter. This indicates the weight of the fabric, which must match the buyer's specifications and remain uniform across the entire batch. Defect tolerance and inspection. Methods. There are several methods to check fabric defects, including 10-point system, Dallas system, granite table, 78 system, 4-point system, most commonly used. In the 4-point system, fabric is examined under D65 daylight at a 45-degree angle by 2 inspectors, who take breaks every 2 hours to avoid visual fatigue. Defects are assigned points, 1 to 4, based on their size. The total defect points in a fabric roll are calculated, and if they meet the buyer's threshold, the fabric is approved. Otherwise, it is rejected. Fabric testing procedures. Beyond quality standards, fabric undergoes several physical and chemical tests to ensure durability and safety. 1. Physical tests. Tensile strength test. Determines how much force the fabric can withstand before tearing. Tear strength test. Common for woven fabrics, measuring the force required to tear the warp and weft threads. Seam slippage test. Checks stitching strength in finished garments. Elongation test. Measures how much the fabric stretches over time. 2. Chemical tests. pH test. The acceptable pH range for fabrics is 4.5 to 7 to ensure skin compatibility. Chemical safety compliance. Tests ensure that no harmful chemicals are present in the fabric. Additional fabric quality assessments. Dimensional stability ensures that woven fabric maintains its shape over time and does not warp. Pilling resistance evaluates how much fuzz pilling forms due to fabric friction. Appearance retention tests whether wrinkles, creases, disappear after folding, as excessive wrinkling affects fabric aesthetics. All these tests are conducted to meet international quality standards and ensure that the fabric is safe, durable, and visually appealing before being used for garment production. These are the various parameters used to assess fabric quality. Now, if you observe closely, a single piece of clothing goes through numerous stages before it reaches your body. This means that textile engineers put much more thought into how a fabric feels and looks than we do at an individual level. Additionally, they are constantly striving to develop new and innovative fabrics. There's no doubt that the textile industry is crucial for us. However, one important point to highlight is that we do not produce the primary raw material, fiber, ourselves. This is something we need to focus on. Moreover, we import all the capital machinery required for the textile sector. This is another aspect that should be considered. If we could at least achieve self-sufficiency in cotton and silk production, it would be a major achievement, creating new employment opportunities and strengthening the national economy. If you enjoyed this video, consider joining the Shifa'at Sci family and staying with us.